Mother Nature.
Experience the grandeur of the wilderness, the magnificence of North American nature, stunning images of wildlife. Next on Profiles of Nature.
What may appear comical to us is a symbol of beauty and strength in the eye of this creature's beholder. Journey to the icy waters of Greenland to view the daily interspecies battle of the hooded seal. Next.
It seems we don't know all that much about the hooded seal, since it spends most of its life in the sea, in the cold waters of the North Atlantic, off Greenland. But it is a migratory mammal, and for about 3 weeks each year, in late February and March, it ventures south to give birth and mate, rarely on land, often on shifting ice floes far from shore. Thousands can be found off the coasts of Labrador and Newfoundland, a few hundred as far south as the Gulf of St. Lawrence. It is here, in the Gulf, southwest of the Magdalen Islands, that a Canadian research team from the University of Guelph went hunting for the elusive hooded seal, and over a period of 3 years, observed and recorded fascinating new information about these giant, warm-blooded beasts of the sea. A strange sight, a torn hood ripped apart by the jagged ice or damaged in a fight. Will this injury affect the seal's chances for survival? So many questions, so little time. And then, before the expedition is over, a rare opportunity to be the first ever to film the hooded seal underwater and the birth of a seal pup.
We will return to Profiles of Nature on the Discovery Channel.
Visit sunny Southern California Thursday at 10 on America Coast to Coast.
I wouldn't normally ask you to work on a weekend.
All the slides are upside down.
The regional manager's on line 1.
The deadline was 5 o'clock yesterday.
Yeah, it's definitely your transmission.
We're towing it's $178.
Your call will be handled by the next available agent.
Get your head out of the clouds.
The first time I switched pain relievers, it was from aspirin to Tylenol. Then recently, I switched again, from Tylenol acetaminophen to Advil. You see, I got these really pounding headaches, and I found Tylenol didn't always get rid of all the pain. So I tried Advil and found that for my really tough headaches, 2 Advil worked better than 2 extra-strength Tylenol tablets, better than extra-strength Tylenol caplets, better than Tylenol gel caps. For my tough headaches, Advil just works better. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Coming home, coming back to the things that comfort you when nothing else will do. Stover, nothing comes closer to home.
Home-style beef pot roast with oven-browned potatoes. Fried chicken breast with real whipped potatoes. All your favorite home-cooked meals.
Stover, nothing comes closer to home.
Just when I need someone to love me, just when I think the world's too cold, there you are, right there beside me. There you are in my heart, standing by me once again. There
Sheba, because you cherish your cat.
They attack without warning, deadly, ferocious beasts. But are they really merciless killers stalking prey, or simply frightened victims cornered by mankind? Travel the globe in search of dangerous creatures. Then at 10:30, take the wildest ride ever. Experience the Smooth Groove. Sunday, beginning at 9 Eastern, only on Discovery Sunday. We now return to Profiles of Nature on the Discovery Channel.
For cinematographer Norman Lightfoot, a member of the Guelph team, the male seal's flaming red septum, which balloons out one nostril like a wad of bubble gum, is as spectacular and curious a sight as the now familiar black, sometimes two-sectioned hood. And what a strange sound. The mature female hooded seals have also come out of the sea onto the ice pans, and during the first few days, several have already given birth. The male's red septum display appears to be part of courtship rituals, but then we're not sure of that either. One interesting question. Can he inflate that impressive hood underwater? How can we find out? Alone on the ice pan in the cold and the wind, this female hooded seal is about to give birth to a single pup. More than 3 times the mass and size of an average newborn child. As far as we know, this is the first reported filming of a hooded seal birth. Possibly the first such birth ever witnessed and documented by scientists at a natural breeding site. The last intense contractions, and the pup begins to emerge, tail first. The young hood seal has already molted in the uterus, shedding its white-gray fur. And as it struggles to free itself from the birth membrane and take that first shocking cold breath of fresh air, we can see the dark nose and face. And what a shock it is. A thermal shock of possibly 50 degrees Celsius from the warm womb to the cold, cruel world. Not yet dry, the pup must find nourishment or perish. Rich seal milk is close by. Observe the well-developed claws on the flippers for moving across the ice. An unusual sight. 2 females, or cows as they are called, with their newborn pups, side by side on the ice pan. Usually they're found some distance from each other. Observe the balls of molted fur near the pup. It's hard to believe, but in just 3 weeks, this blueback pup will be ready to brave the deep waters and swim hundreds and hundreds of kilometers north to Greenland. First, though, it must learn to move on the ice. For several days, until the pup is weaned, the mother almost never leaves its side. Mother and pup looking each other over. Maybe this is some form of bonding, sight bonding. But again, we're not sure. There have been reports that one cow may take another cow's pup if it loses sight of its own. Usually, though, for about 7 days, mother and pup are inseparable. How does the pup find the nipples? Maybe the mother helps by shifting and rolling into position. Is it heat, perhaps? Warm spots on the mother's body? Or some special smell, some odor that attracts? It's instinct, we like to say. Or is it still somewhat of a mystery? Whatever, this rich milk supply will last only for about a week. A male approaches, probably not the pup's father, but with thoughts of fathering in mind. But the female is not at all in the mood for courtship or mating, not until after the pup is weaned. Quite aggressive, easily angered, the female is more than ready to defend the nursery. Meanwhile, on another ice pan, some distance away, Dr. Jack Terhune attempts to record the sounds, the technical word is phonations, of the seals above and below water. He has some success with harp seals, less success with the elusive hooded seal underwater.
We will return to Profiles of Nature on the Discovery Channel. Don't miss The Nature of Things with David Suzuki. Weekdays at 5 Eastern, only on the Discovery Channel.
If you've got what it takes, you can make it to the top.
Now on video cassette.
This is Fern Gully.
Don't you wish all your friends from Fern Gully
I'm Krista.
could come out and play?
We could fix that for you.
Well, now they can.
Wow!
There's Krista,
Are you really a human? Wow!
Batty Coda, and Zach. For a limited time, your Forest Adventure set is free with purchase of the hit movie Fern Gully, rated G.
Isn't this great?
Look for your free adventure set when you buy Fern Gully at Kmart locations.
Examine the gender of our brains, the undeniable differences of brain sex. Tuesdays at 10 Eastern, only on the Discovery Channel.
Did you know the Ford Taurus has a driver's airbag and an optional passenger's airbag? Now that's something you can't get on a Camry or an Accord. You may never need it, but it's really nice to know you have that option.
Here's something else you can only get with a Taurus. The lowest rate Ford Credit has ever offered on a Taurus 2-year lease. No long-term commitments, no big payments. That's right, a Taurus with the safety of 2 airbags and available anti-lock brakes at a lease rate so low, you can't afford not to look.
Welcome to the wide world of trash. We've got a great match today.
That's right, Al. In the freeform trash-off, we have Mr. Smart from the residential rent-a-bin team versus Mr. Strong of the I'll Haul It Myself.
Boy, what a difference in style. Mr. Smart is relaxed, confident, and seems to enjoy this.
Mr. Strong seems very intense. He's got a tire at this pace, and he still has to load and haul.
Hold it, Hal. Mr. Smart is finished. Residential rent-a-bin is picking up his container.
And Mr. Strong is still having trouble loading.
That's right. Another triumph over trash by Residential Rent-a-bin.
Call 818-348-2467.
Return to Profiles of Nature on the Discovery Channel.
It's a few days later now. Norman Lightfoot continues his on-the-spot filming, compiling a mass of visual data that will fire the imagination of scientists and students back at the university, possibly for years to come. Graduate student Joanne Willette takes time out from her other duties to observe and make notes about the SEAL family unit that comes together, it appears, only in preparation for mating. There are usually one or more adult males nearby. And on the ice pan, the female and her pup. This day-old pup is growing fast, and in just over 1 week, it will almost double its weight. Most of it a heavy layer of insulating blubber for the long marine voyage just ahead. If this is the dominant male, he's probably 10 years old or older. Hooded seals can live for 25 years. He will face almost certain competition for the female. But the female, it seems, is not ready for courtship and chases the males away. Inexperienced pup comes too close to an aroused old male and learns a lesson the hard way. The pup is not seriously hurt, only dazed. Now, scientist Robert Frank, diver and photographer, goes after some rare underwater film footage. There's some danger here. These adult hooded seals are massive, more than 4 times the weight of the diver, and a good meter longer. This seal could ram the diver in the water or crush him against the ice, possibly without meaning to. No room for error here. By now, the seal is either willing to accept the diver or is just holding back, waiting to make one swift, powerful move to establish priority in these waters. A spectacular shot of Bob Frank with his camera and special underwater housing and special cold water diving suit. Bob is patient, cautious. The filming is going well. But what about that impressive hood? Can the male inflate the hood underwater? Wait, there it is. The first documented proof on film. And again. Weaning, it would appear, is over. The mating rituals begin. 4 males chase a female into the water. Here, we believe, mating will take place. If not now, within a few days. Mother is gone. The pup is now on its own and must fend for itself. An injured pup, a deep gash, weak, cold, and hungry. This young hooded seal may not survive. Meanwhile, courting continues. A storm moving in. Only a few more shots to get. Anytime now, these hooded seals will disappear under the water and begin the long, mysterious trek north, back to the Arctic. And migrating with them will be a new generation of blueback pups once they get used to the water and discover what fine, natural swimmers and divers they are. But to this seal pup, water is something to be approached with care and curiosity. In this case, with too much curiosity and not quite enough care. At first, the pup floats like a cork, but soon will learn to expel air from its lungs and begin to dive. It will also learn to use its hind flippers to move gracefully in this strange new world. Suddenly, it was over for another year. The storm was minutes away. The ice was breaking up. But the Guelph University scientific team was not the last to leave this remote and desolate breeding site. Two solitary hooded seals, a male and a female, on the bobbing, cracking ice, holding on until the last possible moment, like some image from the beginning of time.
If you've enjoyed your encounter with Mother Nature, stay with us. Coming up next, Daytime on Discovery continues to explore the world of animals, some of our planet's most fascinating, on Wildlife Chronicles.
Watching the Discovery Channel.
If your family likes its fun together, you'll find fun you can really get into on the Family Channel. Like Big Brother Jake, who battles a house full of foster kids. Or Maniac Mansion, home of TV's most unusual family. Or That's My Dog, TV's most unusual game show. It's for everyone who relates to the positive side of life in every show on the Family Channel.
Accentuate the positive, the Family Channel, yes indeed.